Welcome back, listeners. This is episode number 108. I want to say
Yeah,
8. 108.
I think it's 8.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, it is. Totally knew that. My name is Ayman.
Oh, yeah, and my name's David. Yep.
Good one. Smooth, as always. This week, we are talking to you about Van Neistat and his brand new channel that has more than taken off, I would say. Right? I mean, it's doing really well. He's only got 15 videos, only started a month ago, but 15 videos in a month is pretty good, actually.
And he's hitting the ground running. That's the best part.
Yeah, exactly. Although it might not be a month. I'm not exactly sure how the time thing works on YouTube, because I can see videos in his channel that, okay, this was, 2 days ago, a week ago, 4 weeks ago, and then it goes 1 month ago. So that must be, that's more than 4 weeks ago. So actually, 1 month ago is more like 2 months ago. Do you get what I mean?
So
actually
everything we say just times it by 2.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So he's basically a brand new channel. He is the brother of Casey Neistat. We're going to be going in depth on him this week, and I'm going to say right off the bat, like, it's a huge recommend from me. But as usual, first up, before we get to the juicy stuff, we're going to give you a few of our recommendations for what we have been watching on YouTube this week. And kick it off with, how many hours of YouTube have you watched this week, David?
Oh, we should actually switch around and I'll predict yours.
Okay, go ahead. Predict away.
I think you have 18.
I'm actually lower. I've got 15 and a half hours, according to my YouTube app, watched in the last 7 days. 15 and a half.
Okay.
Pretty good going, actually. I mean, I'm trying to think of when I've had I haven't really been, apart from Van, I haven't really been binge watching that much. I've just a lot of the time I've just had something on kind of in the background, or, second screen kind of thing. Although, having said that, I've definitely been watching some on the TV as well. Like through the Google, the Chromecast.
Oh, right.
But yeah. Nothing really all that new, though. Although I do have I guess a couple of small recommendations for this week. But anyway, how many hours have you watched of YouTube this week in the past 7 days?
I've done more than you. I got 16.
Oh, wow. Okay. That is rare.
And I will say, this may have been, and I was thinking about it over the weekend, I think this might be the best week in a good year of me just finding videos and watching them. No,
really?
Yeah, none of them are subs. I just
really?
Other than covering Van this week, but everything was just I was just clicking random stuff and being happily entertained.
Damn, okay. Because you know what? I was about to complain because recently my recommendations feed, my homepage, has been so boring, and just I've not been finding anything. Frequently in the past week, I've just been, scrolling endlessly through the homepage, just looking for something new.
Desperate search.
Yeah. I hate that desperate search. I want something. It's all stuff I've seen and I'm familiar with, Escapist. I watch that all the time. Okay, so there's some Casey Neistat in there, but I don't really want to watch Casey Neistat. It's just giving me that recommendation because I've been watching so much Van.
I see.
Well, I mean, I've got All Gas No Breaks in here. I've seen all of those. I've got LGR here. I'm already watching him.
Oh, how can I recommend you a channel that doesn't exist anymore? God.
I mean...
Yeah, you've been having bad luck.
Yeah, just really poor recommendations recently. There's an MKBHD video in here, even though it knows I do not watch his videos anymore.
Oh, even after you unsubscribed?
Yeah. Even after unsubscribed. Actually, there's even a video from So Not David right here, in my which I've seen. So it's probably already in my likes, I bet. So yeah, it's been a week for for the recommendations, to be honest.
I see.
But okay, so what have you been watching then so out of the box or so, different? What's it been giving you?
So I'm actually like scrolling through my history, and it started off with it showing me a channel called South China Morning Post.
South China Morning Post.
Yeah,
Nice.
It's a channel. It's a channel that looks
I'm
into mainly China, but also like sometimes Japan. Just like people's living conditions.
Okay.
And I don't know why, but I clicked on one and I ended up watching 4 videos, and I honestly loved all of them. But
Really?
the first one is a Japanese man rents himself out, offering nothing in particular. And it's just a slight 2-minute documentary on a guy who all he does is you pay him and he just follows you around for the whole day. That's all he does.
What?
He just follows you around.
Does he talk to you, chat to you?
Nope, no talking.
Like
he listens though, because in the example of some of his clients, it's a guy who he lost his friend like some years back, and it was like the anniversary of, so he goes and like puts something at his grave, and then he has some food, and he just like looks at photos, and that guy is just there, eats with him, but then doesn't say anything and just listens to that guy talk about the good times he had with his friend. In other cases, he's just like going on a walk with someone. And I've always, in England, there is a rentafriend.com website.
Really?
Not that popular, but people do use it. But this is the best because you don't have to do anything. You don't even have to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't, like, it's strange, but I can't fault it because, I mean, it's kind of like a psychiatrist or someone who just whose job is basically just to sit there and listen to you.
Yeah,
that's
the whole
interesting.
The whole comment section is like, this is the most needed job.
Yeah,
doesn't know it.
yeah. It is. That's cool. I'm really interested. That's a good channel. And is it just? I mean, is it just some person?
No, it's definitely like a team of like 10. Like imagine if good people from BuzzFeed left and started a channel.
Okay.
So and then they got other videos where they look at like the small housing situations in Hong Kong and like how young professionals are like tight squeezed into the tiniest of apartments and the joblessness during the pandemic, and it's just the videos are just really straight to the point. Shows you what is happening really on the grounds, and it was great. I would keep watching more.
That is cool.
I watched like the most recent ones.
That is really cool. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm so down. I'm definitely gonna watch that. That's awesome. All right, I've only got a couple of recommendations this week, but the first of them is this channel called 2-Minute Papers, 940K, so almost at that 1 mil. But it's basically, I don't know where the guy is from, but he has a very thick European accent, and he basically just does these short videos, under 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes usually, just about different breakthroughs or interesting papers that have been written in the field of computers and basically, AI and machine learning and stuff like that. And he just does these like little papers, like breaking down this new thing. There's a new way of rendering fluids, and he shows it, and it's like, it looks insane. And he's just talking about, how they achieved it. Or there's lots of ones about AI and machine learning, and where he'll show like a 2D game, and it has AI in that teaches itself how to play the game and the interesting things that happen. Like the AI learns to cheat, right? And will break the rules and finds that's the most effective way of winning, stuff like that. And it's basically, it's not really his own work. He's explaining papers that have been written in that field. He does a lot of stuff himself as well, though. He's obviously, a scientist or a computer scientist, or I don't know what you call it exactly, but yeah, really pretty interesting little videos. I recommend just checking out one or two. I'll put the link of that AI one in the description. But it you know, it's pretty, it's just cool, bit different, but it's cool.
How does he visualize it if he's working off? Like when you say on paper, like it was a written article that he's working on.
Yeah, so he takes videos and demos from those articles. Then he also does ones himself. So he'll show their version of, you know, the fluids working whatever, and simulating jelly and all kinds of weird stuff. But really cool, and it's just insane what they're starting to be able to do with like computer graphics and stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's. I'm definitely gonna pick that up. It kind of goes with the theme of, especially when we get to Van, of like just a time to learn. You know.
Yeah.
I usually don't say that leading up to summer. But that actually does sound like something I want to watch.
Have you any? What are your other recommendations for the week?
I got like I'll just name them in like a speed run round. But like there was one. So it's a channel called Budster, and
Budster.
There's only 2 videos that matter, I would say. But he got one video that got 11 million views, and he makes a 54-second video of when he commented on a Mr. Beast video 5 years ago when Mr. Beast like barely had any subscribers, and he wrote, "Can you remember me when you get famous?" And then Mr. Beast replies, "Yes, bae."
What he wrote? Okay, he wrote that 5 years ago.
Yeah, on a Mr. Beast video, and Mr. Beast replied saying "Yes, bae," and then he sends a comment like recently. I can't remember if he. I can't remember if he replies back to the original comment 5 years ago or on a new video, but he basically says, "Hey, do you still remember me?" And then he says, "Yes, bae."
Really? No way. So he doesn't remember.
No, he does.
That's so funny.
Because I think Mr. Beast also wrote something else like remembering the 5 year ago video. So it was definitely on a new video where he says, "Yes, I still remember you," and then points where from. So everyone was loving the fact that Mr. Beast, at least is looking at it and acknowledging the fan. But then, because of that video getting 11 million views, he gained so many subscribers. So then people were writing on this guy's channel, fan, remember me when you get famous. And if you watch that, he has replied to every single person saying "Yes, bae."
Really?
Then he made a second video called "Yes, bae," and it's just him reading every comment and saying "Yes, bae," but in a like depressed kind of way of like, "Oh my goodness, I am so screwed of when I have to remember all these people." So it's just saying "Yes, bae, yes, bae."
That's
yes,
so
bae,
good. That's so like meta.
Good. Yeah, and it's also 54 seconds as well.
Nice. That's good. That's good. Okay, the next on my list, my final one for the week is, it's been apparently 20 years, right, since the song "Weapon of Choice" by Fatboy Slim came out. And
I think I know it though.
Okay, but because it's been 20 years, they remastered the video, the music video from back then.
The music video. Okay.
Yeah, so they upped it to 4K and everything. And it's like, I remember it from the time, it is one of the most classic, iconic music videos ever, I would say. It's like, so basically it's, Christopher Walken?
Yeah.
It's just him in a suit in an empty hotel, a very nice, fancy hotel. Just empty, just him in a suit. He's sitting down, looking all depressed. The music starts, and it's just Christopher Walken dancing around the hotel, and just that's it. Like that's the whole video, and he just going up and down the elevators, the escalators, dancing. He's not like a great dancer or anything,
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it's just he's quite an old guy. And he's wearing this loose-fitting suit. He's not looking like trendy or anything, and he's just dancing and having a good. It's such an iconic video. The song itself is amazing too, and I just. So I showed it to my girlfriend because she'd never seen it before, and she loved it. And it's just like one of those iconic cult classic things. You just gotta watch it. Yeah. It's like the law. It's such an absolute classic video. Really, really good. I mean, a couple of comments.
It was that far back ago, so I wonder how did music videos exist 20 years ago? So it was like people must have seen it on TV.
Yeah, literally seen it on like MTV or whatever. Because I remember watching it at the time. I remember checking it. I just remember it so clearly. I could even remember some of the shots and some of the cuts and dance moves and everything like so clearly. Really, really good. Really, really, really good. A couple of the comments here actually perfectly encapsulate it. No, the top comment is just one of the greatest music videos of all time, if not the greatest. Okay, I mean, I don't really know why comments like that. Just that's one of the better ones. I'll give him that one. Second comment here: when you're genuinely cool. It's like, Christopher Walken is he's just cool. He's just cool.
Yeah, you cannot fault it.
And it just makes it so cool. Yeah, it really. If you haven't seen it, you got to watch it. For the video and for the song, because both are amazing.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. What else you got for us before we move to the main event?
Yeah, I'll mention two. One was I kind of got clickbaited. It was a video.
Oh yeah.
a comedic video called "How to Find Out If She's Too Young," and it's basically a skit of like a guy like. He wants to go out on a date with his friend's sister or a friend of a friend. And it's like, oh, she turns 18 tomorrow. It's like, oh, that's too young. I can't do it. It's like, no, but, and then like in a week's time, she's 18. And it's like, nah, she's still too young. It's like, at least find out. And then he like throws references at her. Like, I don't know, he loves orange soda, like from Kenan and Kel.
Yeah.
And he'll start it off and then see if she can like fix it. And then that's the first video. But this goes to part 6, which, if it gets 2 million views, why not keep making more? And then she comes each week like, oh, yeah, I know it now. But that was an unfair question because there's like another reference that talks about orange soda, so I could have easily been twisted in either. It's like, okay, fine. Then throws another reference at her. She like gets it right, but gets the second one wrong. And then in the third video, she comes back with the rebuttal, and it's you know what? It was pretty catchy. It was pretty well done. The characters, or I guess the people playing the characters, acted it in a very funny way.
Okay.
And then,
it's kind of a funny concept. I quite like it.
Yeah, and then there's another channel called. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but it's like Teenan GGR. I feel like you may have come across this because I've been ignoring. I've been ignoring these videos because it was always on my home screen. But then I gave it a click and I was like, okay, this is good. They're like 40-second videos of a guy. All the thumbnails are just him with his keyboard on the table and the monitor. And one video would be like. Sound wasn't good enough to feel the gun, so I made this. So he just does like some engineering work on his like mouse to like make it have like recoil, for example. So like when he's shooting a sniper on the game, his mouse like shoots across across the room.
I have seen that. I've seen at least one of those where he strapped like a whole motor to his desk. As a rumble.
That was for the rumble one.
Yeah.
So he could get some controller rumble.
And the screen's like flying off the desk and stuff.
He's holding it.
Yeah, those are really good. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got loads like a way to unplug. Yeah, he reads an article like, if you don't unplug your phone charger, you're going to ruin its battery. So he's got this thing that as soon as it hits 100%, it just shoots the phone across the room off the charging port. And they're very ingenious ideas, but they're very hilarious. But yeah, that main one got like 9 million views. The one you talked about was 5 million. The recoil, blah blah blah.
What's the sub count?
You know what? I would search that, but that would take a lot of time. Give me 1 second. He hasn't actually made that many videos as well. But yeah, great channel. But yeah, I will.
Yeah, it's cool. He has some funny concepts. I love guys like that. They just get some dumb idea and roll with it, and that's the video. Yeah. It's just a good source of comedy, basically. But okay, should we go to the main? Let's go to the main channel, Van Neistat, who we're talking about this week. So Van Neistat is the brother of Casey Neistat. Casey having, what is he even on now? He must be on like 15 mil,
that's
20
a good
mil,
point.
Right?
That's a good point. Does he even make videos anymore?
Okay, he's 12.3 mil right now. I mean, actually, his videos, he's slowed down a lot on his videos. The only thing he's posted in the last like 6 months is this video about his brother, just entitled "My Brother Van," and the video is just a way to help his brother launch his brand new YouTube channel. And the way he sells it, the way Casey sells it, is like, Van is more talented than me. He's more creative. He's a very particular type of man, and he doesn't use social media. He doesn't use YouTube. He's not been poisoned by social media. So he's basically making a YouTube channel for someone who's never watched YouTube, and that's why his content is going to be so different and so out there and not like anything else on the platform, which I think is honestly a good description.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate.
Yeah. So the Van's channel itself is, the way I've been thinking about it a lot. The way I would describe him is he's an artist, right?
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And his videos, they're art pieces. Sometimes in multi-layers, he'll make a video and the video itself is a piece of art, but he's also talking about different works of art that he's made, that he's actually made as part of it.
Yeah, that makes sense. And at the same time, also giving the listeners or the viewers a message. Because in particular, like, I don't know if he's only going to cover this spirited man, like, avenue.
Right.
But, like, according to his website, this spirited man series is, like, it's just short films about anything he creates or repairs, the things he reads and the way he lives. And then it's just, like, how he embodies it, I guess.
Yeah.
With
It seemed, from what I've heard from him, it's a series that will end. I think that's at least the initial idea, because I know that as well, that he had at least some of his videos. So like I said, he's got 15 right now, but he had at least some of his videos pre-recorded. And I think the idea is basically keep making them for the series, but he might change it up, kind of thing. It's at least in the beginning, it's like it's a set series, and the series is The Spirited Man, and he refers to himself as the Spirited Man or this Spirited Man, and all the videos are just a variety of clips to go along with what he's talking about as a narrator. And the topics range from all kinds of different things, just like fixing things, just being happy in a place, things about his art or what it means to be a spirited man, or a spirited woman as well, which he also talks about. It's just like really interesting topics, so well filmed. And I just think he's such an interesting man. He's just such an interesting guy.
Yeah, that's what the next series should be called. An interesting man.
Yeah. It's like,
no.
Go on.
No, completely agree. Like, I think like when I don't know how you felt like when you watched like the first video. I will say a bit confused on the angle or like the third person thing, but then when you see more, you get why, because he's also speaking for you. Like everyone talks about like the mind and the body, but equally the spirit on like just what you share with like the community is like equally important. So he almost phrases it in a way of you could be this person too if you, like he does in some of the videos, like sometimes don't let your pursuit for perfection distract you from like some things that are just good enough. It's like he's saying it as him, but it's really just like a message to anybody who's thinking the same way.
So his whole thing, all his videos are just about his kind of everyday life and what he goes through and the way that he thinks. And he, in his own words, he's a fixer. You know, anything that's broken, anything that isn't working just right how he wants it, he'll go to any length to make it better. And a good example was his mechanical pencil. He says, after years of searching, trying all different ones, I finally found this right here is the best or the only mechanical pencil worth getting. It's readily available. It's cheap. It comes in a nice color, but some things about it aren't perfect. So he's got a mod. He mods this pencil to have like a better grip. You know, he puts some like silicone paste on for a better grip. He uses this putty stuff to fashion a new eraser part and puts a new eraser on the top. You know, it's just, and then as well, he'll dot into it what date he got it, where he bought it. Every single thing in his workshop is dated with a place and a date.
Yeah, I don't know. It reminded me. I don't know if you ever saw Ed, Edd and Eddy, the cartoon, but like, yeah, just like putting a label on everything, you know.
Yeah.
Like in a nice way, of course, not like a over or OCD kind of way, but it's
but it is a bit OCD though. It is a bit because absolutely everything has these words and stuff written on it, and nothing. He will not accept anything. You know, like the dishwasher door's broken, he'll make it out of wood and a thing, and it doesn't. I mean, it's really debatable. Does it look great? Like, it doesn't look like it's supposed to be there. It doesn't look like the rest of the kitchen, but it works, and it has its own style that is like very him, just raw wood, simply done, and a bit just cobbled together, but in a way that just works well. You know, it's just like function over the look of things every time, but also he does good with the look of things too. He's just a really interesting artist making these really interesting videos with a voiceover that is very calm, well explained, and just, I don't know, I've really drawn in. I by the way, am a subscriber, notification bell on. You know, I really, really like this guy, and I really like the channel.
Yeah. And even speaking on like fixing anything, like the two videos that I remember is the one where he's notices that issue with the truck. I don't know if it was his daughter, I can't remember, but getting two of their bikes into the truck, by getting it up there, it was like too heavy.
Yeah,
and
that
when
was
they're up there, they're falling on each other. So like something like that people would just get over and like, I'll just take the hit. He's come up with a way to solve it. It ain't pretty. Actually, it was actually kind of. It wasn't.
It worked well, you know.
Yeah, but it definitely worked.
Yeah, exactly. And that whole video, which is titled "Outfitting the Truck for Isabel." Isabel, I think is his wife, and it's just showing. It's just him showing the problem. You know, like you said, it's too heavy. Bangs into it, falls over, gets down, whatever. Here's the tools I use to fix it. Here's me fixing it. And this is the outcome kind of thing. And on the surface, a lot of his videos are like that. But then the voiceover and what he talks about is kind of so much more. And it's just really kind of interesting. One thing I find funny is his titles. how do I put this? Yeah, I mentioned that Casey said, "Oh, he's not someone that watches YouTube, right?" And I would actually say, "Oh, his videos aren't kind of." I've seen other stuff like this on YouTube. Nothing actually comes to mind now I think about it, but it's not.
Oh, like you've never seen it before.
Yeah, it's not like I've never seen it before kind of thing. But when I look at his titles, the titles of the videos and the thumbnails, that's where I see this guy doesn't go on YouTube or doesn't use YouTube. Like let me give you an example. Okay, will this YouTube trick fix our truck? And it's about this trick with like super glue to fix a dent in the truck. And again,
super glue and baking soda.
That's true. Or another one where he's talking about my friend is nominated for an Oscar, and the thumbnail is him like big wide mouth smiling with a bright background. And that's the thumbnail, and it's kind of like a slightly off version of what a clickbait title and thumbnail would be. It's like it's not quite there with the wording or whatever, but then that's not really what the video is about. So I don't know. It's almost as if his actual videos, he's just doing his own thing, but then he thinks, for the title thumbnail, I need to get some clicks, and maybe he got some advice from somewhere and they said, oh, you got to make a good thumbnail, you got to make a good title, but that part he's just not very good at. And I kind of feel like he should not try it that way. I think he should, because he does it for some, just names them in a way that to me kind of fits, like, why do details matter? Or the latest video, the title is just Men Cry in Private, which I think fits the video, and you read that and you kind of get a better idea for what you're going to get. But if you read some of his other titles, it doesn't really follow. But I'm not saying this is like saying the channel it's too much of a criticism, really. I'm just saying that's where this guy's not a YouTuber thing comes out for me. That's where I see it.
Yeah, it's definitely more clearer, because it can't be a criticism because it's so mainstream to do. Like that video, Men Cry in Private, classic thumbnail. You're going to be, deeply crying in the thumbnail, 2 hands on both your cheeks, like tear emojis left, right, and center.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that thumbnail doesn't also translate to the title enough that you might as well just put a black screen with text saying the name of the video.
Yeah.
But it is interesting because it's good to see people that don't watch YouTube or go on TikTok and have them be more fresh.
Yeah.
It's good that we know.
Yeah.
He's brought it up.
I would say he's not a YouTuber, but he is a filmmaker. So I've been reading up on his and Casey's kind of backstory. Super interesting stuff. So firstly, like Casey said it in his video, but basically, I think they're half brothers or maybe step brothers. I think they're halves. It's a little complicated because it was like, what was it? It was like Casey's dad married into Van's family when Van was already there, but then they had Casey, and then he like officially adopted Van, but then Van adopted Casey.
What?
Yes, yeah. It's complicated. Like that, but that was because he needed a guardian so he could live somewhere. So Van was like Casey's legal guardian. And anyway, like I said, I've been reading about they basically been filmmakers together their whole life, their whole adult life. Van has done, with Casey, loads of videos. They had a TV show on HBO called The Neistat Brothers, which was, again, in Casey's words, it was a YouTube vlog before YouTube was a thing, but before YouTube vlogs were a thing anyway. And he just...
So that was 2010.
Yeah, ages ago. So... And then he's made tons of just short films and worked with artists and done his own art. It's like he's a filmmaker artist, you know, and he's and that's where he's come from, and that's what he's doing now on YouTube. And it's so well done. Like, his videos, I think, are so well made. Cinematography incredible. Just the voiceovers incredible. I love the content. I absolutely love the content. It's really chill, but really, makes you think. Well. I'm going to link the Are You Spirited one, where he kind of explains what a spirited man is in his idea. I'll link a couple others as well, but I really respect what he's doing and really hope that he keeps it up. He actually did a Kickstarter for the Spirited Man series, which got more than, I think he was asking for like 80 or 90K, and it got like 120. He said, more money equals more episodes of this thing. I'm actually surprised he's not got more views from Casey's channel. I mean, his 800K is the most, and that's the one that Casey linked, and then it kind of dips down to about 100 to 200K per video, which it's not bad or anything, but I feel that on the one hand he could have more because his brother's big, but on the other hand his content is pretty niche. Like, I'll be honest, there it is pretty.
Yeah, of course.
It's not for everyone. It's not going to be for everyone.
And also that third point is on what you said. Like, if you wanted to reach a bigger audience, you can follow the YouTube formula of that whole thumbnail and title thing. But do you really? How desperate you don't if you're not desperate for
exactly
it, you're happy with those who watch it,
exactly,
and like you're following.
That's kind of why it's like I feel that he just shouldn't even try for that and just do his own thing.
But as a fan, you want more people to know about it. So
that's true.
That's
true.
Tough one.
Yeah, it is a tough one. Yeah. But I'm just, it's so nice to see a channel like this of such high quality. I would call it like, I know it was posted on Casey's channel, which automatically makes it big common knowledge, but he's still kind of a hidden gem, and it's so nice to see such creative, different content coming out on YouTube. Like, I would even, we spoke about No Carrick a few weeks ago. I would even, in a way, say a similar thing for No Carrick. I think I said it at the time, people don't make content like No Carrick does anymore. And it's so nice to see somebody doing something that is really unique and their own, and just making it. And it's so tough because it, does mean it's not going to do as well as that other basic kind of stuff. But it's so nice to see them just making good stuff, that is different. That's just different. That's what I want. I want it to be different. I just want stuff that's different from everything else on YouTube, basically.
Yeah. and then be on YouTube.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of non-YouTube, I'll also link the van.nates.at website, which has like a log of everything they've kind of created together. Like 2004.
I hadn't seen that.
Him and Casey did like a science experiment bit, and he's got
links, like a little series.
Yeah, to watch the series, which is why The Spirited Man, which is at the top now, it says till present, but will obviously have an end, and I can't see why he wouldn't have a new series that finds a new subject matter to focus on. But yeah, definitely loads, and I like how it's just straight to the video or the playlist of the stuff they've made.
Nice.
We're talking like back in 2004, 2006. So
that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, that's a huge recommend from me. I mean, like I said, that's a new bell icon for me. That's rare. That is rare. But yeah, thank you all for listening. I think that about wraps us up for this week. We'll be back next Tuesday with your weekly dose of YouTube recommendations. And you can follow us on iTunes and any podcasting app or YouTube. We will see you next week. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.